In today's video, we're going to be talking about the relationship again between freedom and structure. So we've talked your ear off about this up until this point in training, but we're finally at the point in training with most of your dogs where they have the structure side down pretty good. We're getting there. They're learning every single day. They're definitely not perfect yet, but we're getting to the point where they are able to have a little bit of freedom into their life, and we can still maintain control of your dog. So that's kind of the key with everything, is as the balance, or as your dog's skills increase and improve, the balance will always shift more towards the middle. We're never going to live in a land of absolutes where it's all freedom or all structure, right? Neither one of those is going to be successful or a healthy relationship with our dog. But now throughout today and the rest of the board and train, we're really going to be trying to show you how you can implement little things of freedom into your dog's life. And when we say apply structure to your dog, what does that exactly mean? And so just to kind of recap that, structure, when we look at structure, it is giving your dog something productive to do through obedience or an activity with them. So it makes a lot of sense when we say, yeah, the sit, the down, when they're in their kennel, obviously, when we're doing recall drills, when we're doing engagement drills with the little puzzles they need to solve, when we're on a walk with our dogs outside the home, that's all very clear. Those are all very clear activities of your dog doing something structured. But just remember, the biggest one that you're going to use in your daily life is that place activity. Going somewhere where you tell them to go and accomplishing that command for several hours at a time. That's that mental duration. That is that behavioral placeholder when we say make sure you're applying structure for 90% of your day when your dog comes home. You can't live 90% of your day doing dog training drills. No one can. We don't even do that. But what we do is when we're not interacting with our dogs completely, we don't just turn our backs and let them wander and let them do their own thing in the backyard, the front yard, any rooms of the house. It doesn't matter what your living situation is, whether you live in a one-bedroom apartment or you have 100 acres out in Fredericksburg. I don't care. We still don't want to be giving our dogs just unlimited freedom with no supervision. Very limited amounts, and especially depending on the behavioral issues that you're having. But as we get into the training, even in those structured moments, like a walk, for instance, we'll have times in there where we want our dogs to be free. I would love it if all you guys could potentially go on a trail walk where you're with your dog, where the first half mile is very structured, the middle mile is off leash, your dog roaming out on the trail, and then the final half mile is back structured again as we wrap things up. If you guys go according to the plan and kind of work on incrementally injecting or inserting the freedom within your structured activities, you'll be able to grow and continue to build on that to get to the point where you can have those major activities of freedom. Let our dogs be free roamers in the backyard. Go on trail walks without a leash. Things like that. But we're going to start showing you how we can insert little bits of freedom to let your dogs just kind of be dogs, but we're always there to rein them back in just in case something pops up in our environment, or they take their freedom and they go a little bit overboard with it. So as we advance, I just want you to start preparing. You have a little over a week left now before your dog comes home. So you really need to start thinking about, what does my schedule look like? How can I mentally prepare myself for adding a little bit more structure into my dog's schedule? And if you're not sure what that means, reach out to your trainer. Make sure you ask them, hey, I'm thinking that I might have some issues with these situations. Can you help me through that? Like, this next week that we have is all we have while we have your dog. So you'll always have access to us when your dog graduates, but I want you to be more prepared for when your dog comes home. So if you have specific situations and questions about everyday life, make sure you're asking those questions so we can make a custom video for you, or we can show you specifically with your dog, and knowing you guys a little bit by now, what would be best for your family. But we want you to be prepared and confident, because that's going to give us the highest chance of this being successful. So we're very excited to be rounding third, heading for home with this board and train. And we're very excited to be at this point with your dog where we can actually start to give them a little bit more freedom in times to let them be a dog and to enjoy the freedom side as much as the structured side with them. So again, keys here are be reaching out to your trainer if you're not understanding how you can apply both freedom and structure into your everyday life.